When God's got you on the in-between, it's like this package of seeds. God gives you a picture. Look at this. Maybe you're single in here and God said, I got you a woman. I got you a wife and her name is Pumpkin. Maybe you're a single man. You're looking for Pumpkin. I haven't found her yet. I found squash. I found onion. We don't want to keep going because somehow it's going to be wrong. I'm looking for Pumpkin. As soon as I find Pumpkin, I have some pumpkin pie. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to have little pumpkins running around. And you're looking for Pumpkin. She said, stop while you're ahead. Stop while you're ahead. Trying to create another meme here. And God said, that's awesome. But I know you didn't need pumpkin, you needed sweet basil. So I'll give you sweet basil to handle over here. So what happens is you open up the package, the picture that God gives you, you thank him for it, thank you for that vision, and God begins to pour what he's given you into your hand. I don't know where the camera's at right there. There we go. Can you zoom into that? Maybe not. I think the camera is unzoomable, but we'll just hold it right there. We got the unzoomable lens. Can you see that? Barely. Looks like an ant in my hand. How crazy that God gives us this picture. It's green and budded and big, and then we open up the package and it's tiny, pitiful. God, I thought you gave me a dream. I thought you called me to this business. I thought you called me to this church. It looked beautiful when I said yes, and now I'm serving next to this? God, I was so excited about these roommates, but then I was so excited about this marriage, but then my wife said yes to sweet basil and she got pepper. Looked like pepper. She said, I said yes to sweet basil. Where is he? I said, he's right here. But you have to steward the seed. What looks like pepper is sweet basil, but it has to be stewarded. See, God doesn't give gifts that just get received. That's only for spoiled kids. But we are called to be workers, fellow workers with him. So if we're going to be fellow workers with him, we got to steward our marriage. We got to steward our health. We got to steward our business. We got to steward our finances. All this stuff. Well, God just wants. No, God doesn't want anything. He's trying to get something to you. But the thing he's trying to get you is inside you the whole time. But it has to go through a process. See, God is not just about the picture. He's about the process. God is just as much in the process as he is in the picture. But oftentimes when I'm in the process, and I don't know if anybody can relate, I feel like God has left me. Oftentimes when I see the real product of what he's promised me isn't what it looks like, I'm oftentimes let down and frustrated and angry at God. And God said, you are wasting time. It is the 7th hour right now. But you have to see the picture in the process. And this seed will never become what it's called to be unless you allow the process to take place. See, this is our heart. And many times in my heart, in your heart, in our hearts, we have weeds. You know, the things that took root there from the enemy, and they are dead things, hurt things, things that are just taking up space in our garden. And we've just said, well, maybe we're just like the desert. We just grow weeds. We're just a weedy person. We're just weed driven. And God says, no, in order for this seed to have any success in your life, you have to prepare something. You have to prepare the soil. That's why Jesus said to the man, you people. He was checking for weeds of the past. He was checking for rocks of unforgiveness. He said, look, I really want to put this there, but until you clean out the weeds, the soil will do its work, but its work will be cut short because you didn't do the work. And so I've found oftentimes, many times when this church wouldn't grow, it's not because God didn't want to send y'all. It's because he needed to clean the weeds out of my heart. Because if you would have came when I was angry and frustrated and trying to look good and trying to have a big church and cared about numbers, then I would have killed the seeds that God gave me. But I've learned to get some of the weeds out of my life. I've learned to say, you know what, God, I don't care about that. I'm not worried about that. I don't need my name in lights. I forgive that person that walked out on me. I forgive that person that hurt me. Oh, that one, I like that one. I felt like it was a part of my garden. Nope, it's not for your garden. And it almost feels like God is emptying you more than he's blessing you. It feels like he's taking it from you. God, I don't even feel like myself anymore. Yeah, yourself wasn't what we needed. God, I was born this way. No, God, I want to remake you anew. I have new things for you. This is just a part of my culture. This is just I have some new things for you. The soil is there. We need the soil, but we got to remove the rocks. We got to remove the things that fell on you. We got to remove the people that rejected you and hurt you, the things that died. They were a part of you at one point, but they're not going to be a part of you anymore. They're a part of your history, but they're not a part of your destiny. So what we got to do is we got to prepare the soil. We got to get ready the soil, and then we got to dig. It's crazy what God does because he pulls us out of the package, his dream for us. It looks nothing like what he promises us. Then he walks over to the soil of our heart and starts removing things. Then he digs a hole. Now, why are you digging a hole? It's almost like you're trying to bury something. Yeah, I'm trying to plant something because planting looks like burying to the natural eyes. Planting looks like bearing, but I have to dig down because the seed has to be protected. And then God drops the seed in to the soil, and then he covers it. Looks like a death of his word. If God gives you a word and it hasn't gone through a death yet, it is not operating in multiplication, but only in addition. If God wants to produce multiplication from these seeds. Here's the question. How many basil leaves are in this seed? 1, 2, 10, 15, 20, unlimited. Because inside of every seed is not only the leaf, but the future seeds to make more. But it is unlimited multiplication. But what I have to do is I have to allow it to be buried and hidden from the natural eyes, even my eyes. It has to leave my eyesight. It has to it can't leave my thinking, but it has to leave my eyesight. Because I have to think about this. Because if I don't think about it, I'll leave it alone as if it's just dirt. Let's call this what it is. It's manure. You know what manure is, right? For all my farmers, I wore my farmer outfit tonight. I'm from Galt, California. Let me let you know. Manure is poop. God, I got so much poop in my life. Fertilizer from the past. And God says that's the perfect place to unlock multiplication. God, but how could you use me? I'm such a mess. Perfect heart for a revival of harvest. But you got to allow it to leave your eyes and be planted so deep inside you. And then you can't leave it there. But God, I want what Johnny has. I want what Johnny has. And God says, Johnny is plastic. He said, you don't want plastic religion. You want stewarded relationship. Look, I don't want a plastic fearless church. Wow, look at our plastic amazing church. We all look great together. God bless you. And then everyone's like, is there any fruit on these? No, there's no fruit on plastic trees. They just look good, but those are the kind of trees that God curses. God is looking for some messy dirt. Church is messy. Relationship is messy. Life is messy. It's a lot of manure and it's a lot of watering. People come by, what are you doing? Why would you ever waste precious water on manure? I know it looks like manure, and it is. But somewhere below the new manure, God gave me a seed that I have to water. I know that you may spend years watering seeds that you have seen nothing from. Who spent years watering seeds they haven't seen multiplication from? Come on, let me see. Okay, welcome to the party. When are you gonna quit? You're gonna give up? You're gonna throw away all that time? Because although you couldn't see it, the seed always grows down before it grows up.